So I've just finished my first week at uni, and yeah, I'm really tired, and I'm not feeling very good today, so this is going to be quite interesting. Don't know, I've got some like thoughts, reflections, stuff that's different here to my uni in the UK, and yeah, I thought I'd just do like a little video. It's probably going to be a bit short, but just because like there's quite a lot of differences here, I've found it all really overwhelming. It's been like a really like busy week, really overwhelming. There's been loads of stuff that's been happening and that I've had to take in, and so yeah, I thought I'd just like share all my thoughts in the hope that anyone else who's going through a similar situation is going to realise that they're like probably they're not alone, like other people are going through the same thing. Yeah, so like one of the first things that I've realised at uni here, I don't know whether it's just like in Europe altogether, but like the lectures here are so long. Like all of my lectures are 2 hours at a time, which is like just really tiring. I'm not used to that at all. If you get like a nice lecturer, they will like give you a break in the middle, but I've had like 2 out of 3 of my courses have just like gone all the way through the whole 2 hours. And so like I'm gonna have to get used to that. I'm gonna have to build up some academic stamina, I think, because yeah, it's really intense. It's a lecture obviously, so there's no questions really to break it up, there's no discussion time. Yeah, it's just really something that I wasn't really expecting. Another thing is it's quite obvious, like I knew it was gonna be a thing here, is that the lectures are in, obviously you're all in French, which I thought I would be used to because like last year at uni all of my lectures were in French as well. All of the lecturers spoke in French, and like it wasn't too bad. There was still stuff that I missed, but it like overall it wasn't bad. There's like, I don't know whether it was easy to understand a person speaking French with an English accent, or whether at uni like the lecturers would purposefully speak really slowly and clearly because they knew like they were aiming it towards non-French speaking students, and they knew that because obviously we were taking French at uni. So I think, yeah, that's also something to get used to. I feel like as the week's gone on, I've just steadily got worse at picking stuff up in the lecture, like not listening, like I've been listening, but there's sometimes I'm listening and it's just not making any sense. Like the first lecture of the week I was like practically fluent, mate, I'm practically French, I've got this down. And then like on Friday I had this lecture and it was like a lit lecture and it was on like Greek mythology, and I was just like not following it. I don't know anything about Greek mythology. Sometimes I'd say a word and I'd be like, I don't know what that is, like what is that? Then I'd realise that afterwards they were talking about a really important main character that I'd like missed and I just didn't know their name, and it was just like, it was like crazy, and I just sat there for the 2 hours and I don't have that many notes, so I need to go through and like do all that. Another thing, also here there's no like tutorials or seminars, like it's all lectures, which is like really weird. Like at home, like I always found tutorials really awkward because you'd just be like sat there and like they'd ask a question and then no one would speak and then someone would have to speak, and it was just really awkward because it would just be that person speaking. Yeah, normally that person was probably me. I don't have a clue what I'm talking about half the time. It's just I find it really awkward when it's silent, and I was kind of like, when I first saw it was only lectures, I was like, oh, that's like quite good, like I quite like that. But then like now I realise how valuable tutorials and seminars and stuff probably are, because you can like ask loads of questions there. Like I'm way likely to ask a question in a tutorial or a seminar than I am in like a lecture hall filled with like hundreds of students. It's just like a bit intimidating to put your hand up and ask a question. Also another thing is that there's like, all of my courses are solely exam based. There's no coursework, there's no essay. Again, normally I would be happy with that because at uni in Edinburgh, my coursework normally brings me down and I do quite well in the exams. But here, like, it just seems really risky that outside of academics there's been loads of weird stuff happening on campus as well. So, you know, in like American films when there's like sororities and stuff like that, and like the freshers or after like do loads of weird stuff to get into these groups. It's like that but for like most societies, and like around campus there's been some proper weird like stuff going on, and I didn't know what it was at first, and I was really like confused. And also people were walking around in like tabards and like weird, like I don't know how to describe it, like gowns that were all like ripped and stuff. And on my first like official day, this person had like a gown on, but it's like ripped all down the sides, so it's just like a tabard, like what cleaning ladies wear. But like they were like completely nude underneath, and this was like on campus. Just people walking around just practically naked, and I was just like, oh, this is really strange. There's been people like chanting stuff. It's been really loud. There's been like weird effigies that have been carried around uni. There's a lot of like drinking and stuff that we wouldn't do at campus in the UK. I've managed to like get to a few social events. I went to like the film club showing of Breakfast Club because it's like one of my favourite films, and I thought it wouldn't be too intimidating because I wouldn't really have to speak to anyone if I could just sit and watch a film. But in the end I ended up making like a friend, and he's French speaking, so that's kind of handy, and we decided that we might set up a tandem. Yeah, he's been really friendly and welcoming, and he's just offered to like show me around campus, or like any questions that I have, I know that I can ask him and he'll know. I found that in general actually here people tend to be really friendly, and I should probably just like get over being scared of talking to people. And then after that I went to this Erasmus, it was like in a night out but just for Erasmus and international students, which like isn't the best way to try and practice my French, because at an international event the common language is always going to be English, like it just is, and you can't help it. So yeah, it wasn't very helpful, but I had a good time, it was fine. And then the day after that, this is probably why I'm feeling so crap today, I just had like, I don't do very well without sleep. The day after that I went to a flatmate's house. So like this girl is from Edinburgh Uni, but we didn't know each other beforehand. We only know each other because we both ended up coming here, which is strange because we're on the same course and stuff. We've just never seen each other or met each other before. But yeah, she invited me round because her flat was having like a get together, and most of the people there were speaking French, and it was also very overwhelming. I feel like I'm okay as long as like someone's speaking to me and they can speak quite like clearly, but in conversations where obviously natural conversational stuff happens, like overlaps and interruptions and stuff like that, it's like really difficult to follow. And at a party when it's really loud and people are like speaking over each other and stuff like that, like yeah, it's super hard to follow. I followed some stuff, and other times I was just like completely clueless. But again, they were like really accommodating. They were always checking that I'd understood what was being said, and then if I feel like they knew when I looked like I didn't have a clue what was going on, like they saw it on my face, and someone would always just like step out and like talk to me in English, which was like really nice. It made me feel really welcome. So yeah, like I've got a good impression of Belgian people at the moment, like super friendly people. They were going out afterwards, but I just couldn't do it to myself. So I got home at about like 12ish. But yeah, I was so tired. And then today I woke up early, which I shouldn't have done. I wanted to go to the Midi market, but I woke up and it was like really rainy and cold, and I decided not to, so I just went back to sleep. And now I feel a bit better than I did when I woke up. But yeah, overall this week's just been kind of crazy. But yeah, that's basically it. That's basically like the first week of uni, but I can see myself being okay here. Like I can see everything being fine and working out. I think you're all filled in. That's about it. That's been my first week at uni. So yeah, that was my first week at uni. Thank you for watching. I hope you weren't too bored. Bye.